Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Barry Chappell coming to you live from Hollywood, California, home of PrimeTime Shopping Network. I got a show. And I want to thank Ashley for handling the show last week for me. I went up and visited my mom. And a little later, I'm going to show you some pictures. You know what I ended up doing? You know what I did? I did an exorcism. Say the word, Wilson. Say it slowly. I did an exorcism on a dog. The dog was possessed. He's not possessed now. Someone standing next to the dog's possessed, but the dog isn't. You know, that's a lesson I learned. When you get the devil out of something, it's going to go somewhere else. I didn't know that. And I was out of town, but Juliet, a friend of mine, watched Pretty Boy Floyd and Ginger. And to hear my friend tell the story, he's got a backyard, and it's a very nice backyard, small but nice, but there's a fence, but there's a little opening in the fence. Floyd got out of the opening in the fence, and I believe Floyd will be a father pretty soon. No, it's a female Chiweenie. I'm going to take the puppy. I'll take a couple of them. Anyway, folks, hi, Barry Chappell coming to you live. One of the greatest artists I've ever met is Gregory Wilhelmy. And Gregory Helmy is not just any artist. He is a museum performing artist. Gregory Wilhelmy is in the Nicolason Museum, the Yellowstone Museum, the South Dakota Museum. He is one of the greatest artists of the West. And what he likes to do is show you how things have changed. A mine comes into town, the town booms for 20 years, and they run out of ore. The mine closes down. 10 years after the mine closed down, what does the town look like? That is what he does better than anybody. I have some amazing Gregory Wilhelmys here tonight. Look at this one. This one was actually named after my daughter. This is BC 3117. It is called Katie Lane. And my daughter was, if I'm not mistaken, let's see what year he did this. This is an artist proof 4 or 5. It's a Chappell on fine art paper. He probably did this about 15 years ago, 16 years ago. He says, Barry, all I need is a name. And then Katie was coming around the guy, go, how about Katie Lane? Done. Well, folks, I could show you, and I will, pictures of all of the museum shows and all the people that come to listen to Gregory Wilhelmy speak at museum shows, how much the paintings go for when he auctions them at different museums, some of them 20, 25,000. And here's Gregory Wilhelmy giving an artist talk. I don't know if that's the Nicolason Museum, which is one of the major museums of the West Coast. And he is always coming up with a new way to express himself through art, like this one. It's entitled Passing Glance. Now, not only is it a great painting, that was the mailer that the Bismarck Art Gallery in Bismarck, North Dakota used to show a Gregory Wilhelmy show. And they would have auctioned this off, and who knows how much. He called it a self-portrait because that is Gregory holding the picture of the road. That's pretty smart, isn't it, Wilson? To be able to do that. And I think I got some from the Nicolaisen Art Museum, one of the most expensive, some of the most expensive pieces of art in the West Coast are in the Nicolaisen Museum. He's given many talks there. But I have other pieces that are just exactly what Gregory does. And I'll show them all in a second, but this is Room with a View. The play of light dancing through windows, glowing through curtains, painting shadows on the walls creates the essence of this painting. I exaggerated the faded pink of the sign and the dark blues of the foreground to create more drama. From the top floor in Livingston, Montana, a guest can gaze south to Paradise Valley, the original entrance to Yellowstone Park. And that's what Gregory does. Look at those empty rooms. Or they, it's just amazing. So Gregory Wilhelmi is an artist. He's a young 79. He might even be 80 now. I don't know. Wilson, you look younger than you are. Was that true when you were a teenager? Yeah. Did you get courted a lot? No. Because you didn't buy much liquor? Yeah. Oh, okay. Here is Union Station by Gregory Wilhelmi. Now, Union Station at night. I'm just going to hold it right up here so I can read it. The Art Nouveau of the scenic captured me. The Union Station in Denver with the lights and colorful shimmering in puddles set a dramatic stage for a painting. So that's Union Station in Denver. But folks, I could tell you and show you pictures all the time, Wilson. I could tell you about Gregory, but Gregory can tell you about himself. He is so humble, he is so hardworking, and he is one of the greatest artists I've ever met. Matt, I am talking Wilhelmi one. Uno. Is that how you say it? Eins. Eins, uno. Is it niet? Is that one?
No, niet is no in Russian.
What is it?
No. Niet is no in Russian.
Oh. So what is one in Russian?
I have no idea.
Siri, prove you can get something right. What is the word one in Russian?
In Russian, you can get something right. What is the word one is? Вы можете получить что-то правильное, что это за слово?
No, I didn't need you to translate the whole thing. I need to know, how do you say in Russian one?
In Russian, the whole thing I need to know how do you say is. Все это мне нужно знать, как ты говоришь.
Siri, Russian, one.
Okay, what would you like to translate?
Oh. Siri, I'd like to translate the word one into Russian. Siri, forget about it.
Sure. Translate it to which language?
Russian!
Okay, what would you like to translate?
One. The word one.
Here's what I found.
Folks, while I get mad at Siri some more, listen to Greg Wilhelmi in his own words in English.
I spent a lot of my life judging my success or failure by how impressed other people were with my work. And I know that in the latter part of my life now, I'm trying to impress myself. And I get there every once in a while. I'll get something that I think is special. And you realize that it's not so important what other people think. The saying says you spent the first 20 years of your life worrying about what other people think of you, and you spend the next 20 years of your life not worrying about what other people think about you, and then the next 20 years of your life you realize that nobody was thinking of you anyway. So. Look at that beautiful knot that I have there. I think my heart basically is still in the West, and with that, the growth of the West, the death of the West, the scenery of the West. But in general, just I find things of visual interest in a lot of different places. And I've been fortunate enough to make a living at this way of life for many years, in spite of what my parents told me. They were only half true. They were only half right. So that's what I do. I'm an artist, a painter. That's all I can remember that I ever wanted to do or to be or seriously considered. I started drawing early on. I drew on everything I could. And we didn't have any art classes or art lessons or anything. It's just something that I thought I was supposed to be and do. And I tell the story of my folks owned a dance hall and a bar in a little town of Roundup, and I tell the story about my father hiring this itinerant artist that came through. He hired him to paint some murals, and I was about 6 or 7 years old, and I remember sitting in that dance hall and watching him paint these murals of the mountains and the streams and the deer and the elk and the cabins and they were, I don't know how hokey they really were, but I was just fascinated by this man and what he could do. And my father worked in construction, and they wanted to be supportive of what I was going to be, but it just wasn't in their vocabulary. They just didn't quite understand it. And when I look back on it, I understand now why they tried to steer me in a different direction, but it didn't work. So when I got out of high school, I started studying art in whatever colleges I went to. I finally graduated from the University of Denver. When I went to college, the art movement in the 60s in the university system was almost 100% devoted to the abstract movements in contemporary art. And for a person who just wanted to go out and learn how to paint or draw something, it was fairly limited. And I took as much life drawing and drawing classes, or as many drawing classes as I could, and I got a degree in fine arts, but I felt woefully uneducated as far as like knowing how to paint and do the things that I wanted to do, and which is some form of representational art. Where I really learned was at the expense of my students at the Colorado Art Institute. I taught life drawing and design and color theory, and I found that I really had to delve into the subject myself and to learn it, because these were sharp students and they wanted to know. And so it's been a process. And I tried the commercial art field for a while, and that just didn't do it. I've been fortunate enough that I do paintings that I want to do. I very seldom take on any commission work anymore. Most of my sales come from work that I've done that somebody sees and wants, and that's where I've been fortunate. It's more, I basically paint the things that I want to paint. Whenever I'm asked from other artists or younger people who are trying to make a living at this, and they say, what's the, what do you do to make this happen? And my answer is just be persistent, never give up. Just do what you love and keep doing it. And you'll either make a living at it, or you'll starve with it, or might do both of it, but it's what you're supposed to do. And I think that has to be true with any art form you're going into. If you're an actor, a dancer, singer, writer, whatever, that rejection is just a big, heavy word, and it's so it's rejection. But I think learning that failure isn't, there's no such thing as failure. You know, it's just it's a starting point. There's always a starting point. I liked this contemporary realism as a theme, but then it has a more of an impressionistic bent to it as far as the way it's portrayed. So my themes are contemporary, my approach is more impressionistic. And some paintings are very hard for me to part with, that you know, to put them on the market and sell them. So I'd like to keep some of them, and every once in a while I find one, I squirrel it away and keep it. That'll be reminiscent of something that was near and dear to me, that I had some deep feelings for. And I have the next 40 or 50 paintings I'm going to do, I already know what they are. And I'll never get to them. But if I get to them, I hope there's another 40 or 50 out there. So, and that gets easier as I get older. I think for some, you know, that creativity and youth are kind of tied together, and I think that's true, but there's a kind of creativity as you get older that's easier. It's not as desperate. You've failed at so many things already that you can kind of just enjoy the pace that you're at. You know, that there's a peacefulness that comes with it, and you know, that the fear passes to some degree, and you can see things, or at least for me, you see things a little more clearly. I've been fortunate enough that I do paintings that I want to do, and sometimes that leaves off part of the commercial market. Things that are obviously have beauty to them or sentimentality are unfortunately easier to sell at times, and but not always. So I think that one of the great part about being an artist is that it gives you a chance to continue to grow the rest of your life until Alzheimer's sets in, or you get blind like the old dog. But you know, that's the real beauty of this kind of life, is that there's a growth potential there that you probably will never get there, but the dream is always out in front of you.
Barry Chappell's still arguing with Siri. Juliet thinks she dislikes me. Juliet, I don't know. Siri is not you used to be nice to me, Siri. But anyway, I have 7 new Gregory Wilhelmis, 6 new Gregory Wilhelmis. And I just want to show you something like this. Gregory Wilhelmi is such an important artist because he has been in almost every museum on the West Coast. They invite him there. He has been also done editions on Wilshire Boulevard in LA. This guy, his signature, his philosophy is huge. But something like Katie Lane, to have an edition of only 5, this is what makes Gregory Wilhelmi different. That is 4 of only 5. Not only did he do a giclée, not only did he hand embellish the whole piece, he did all that work for 5 pieces. Retail on a 1 of 5, this happens to be number 4 of 5, is about $8,500. I'm not going to charge anywhere near that. I just want you to see. You can see everything. In his description, I was attracted to the light glowing through the trees at the end of the foliage-lined street, a subtle spirituality created by the bending pathway. And this is amazing. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys prices to open that are so cheap, you're going to go, there is no possible way. This is one of my favorite pieces, and it is actually named after my daughter, Katie Chappell. Let's see, Katie is 22, and she's about 8 when he did this. Wow. Tell you what I can do on this. This will be a deal. $1,000 to open, $200 increments. There are only 5 of these in the world. This is number 4 of 5. It is a remarkable work of art. Can you imagine painting an original? And the original sold a long time ago. And then taking all the time to make an edition, and the edition only has 5. That would be a bargain. Talk about a path, Wilson. Wilson, hang on. Let me bring the camera. Wilson, if I were you, I would not walk down this next path at night. No. Juliet, stay away from this path at night. You too. Are you? No. I don't want to scare anybody, but this is the riverfront path. This is a little larger. I cannot paint the sound of Yellowstone River flowing alongside the riverfront path, but the lengthening light afternoon shadow, the colors of early autumn seem more harmonious and melodramatic. Something, because of the sound of the river. What is it? All right, Wilson, it is spelled M-E-L-O-D. Melodic. Have you ever used the word melodic in a sentence? Patty, ever used the word melodic? Juliet, ever used the word melodic? Have you ever used the word melodic? How do we know that Gregory didn't just make that up? Is melodic a real word? Well, here's what I'm going to do. This is 20 by 27. It is number 2 of 5. Gallery in LA had one up for $19,000. $19,000. Are you scared going down that path, Wilson?
No, it looks very inviting to me.
It looks enlightening?
Inviting.
Inviting. Patty, would you walk down this path?
Oh my goodness, yes.
I would too. But that's not the question everyone wants to know. Would Wilson and Patty walk down this path for the first time backwards?
Yes.
You could fall into the river. All right. Anyway, I'll tell you what, 1,200 to open. It is one of the largest, one of the most work. Gregory spends months doing these hand embellished. Look at that. A little bit of pastel there. I mean, watercolor, pastel. It's just beautiful. It is signed on the back, Gregory Wilhelmi. Look, right here, I'll show you. Riverfront path. Now, let's see. What was the word that I had never used? Wilson? Melodic? Siri, can you define the word melodic?
Melodic means of having or producing melody.
And that becomes a word?
Here's what I found.
No, stop. I did not know. You could make up a word that means nothing really, except it has melody. Anyway, that is a oh, look at this. You want to see Gregory's was born in Roundup, Montana, and if you look at this on the Colorado, A mountain meadow of green and gold surrounded by the towering blues of Rocky Mountain National Park is the birthplace of the mighty Colorado River, 1,450 miles from its confluence with the Gulf of California. It's another confluence. Is that a word? Melodic and confluence. What is this, a Jeopardy show? All right. Take a look how beautiful that is. This is an original work of art, basically, because he only did, on fine art paper, he only did 10. This is number 1.
What's the, I don't remember that one.
3122. And Wilson, I think going forward after tonight, I'm going to try and have a more melodic personality. Melodic outlook. I don't whistle, though. I've been known in the past to get mad at people that whistle at supermarkets and stuff like that. You don't whistle at supermarkets, do you, Wilson? Okay. Hi, Barry Chappell. I'm trying to show you my melodic personality tonight. I'm so dumb I had to look the word up. But anyway, here you go. 950 to open. Now, Wilson, if you come in close, you can see where you use pastel right there. This is number 1 of only 10. Look at the Arctic white, the chalk on the rapids. This is one of the best of Gregory Wilhelmi. All those Novaros are beautiful. The Schofields are beautiful. Wilson, you know what's supposed to be the longest word in the English language? Do you know? I know. Do you know? No, you might know it. Anti-disestablishmentarianism. Is that what you were going to say? What if I am against that? What if I am anti-disestablishmentarianism? Folks, look at that. Are you kidding me? A Wilhelmi of that caliber? All right, I only have a few left to show you. This one right here, I think I read to you. A Room with a View, number 2 of 5. The play of light dancing through the windows. Look at that hotel. You can see right here, Wilson, watercolored the pink on there. Hand embellished the whole deal, every inch of it has Gregory Wilhelmi's paint and pastel on it. 800 to open. $100 increments once we get the open. Look at that. Have you ever stayed in that hotel, Wilson?
I don't believe so.
You don't remember? Strung out? You were? Crack, speed, or heroin? All of them? You're a lucky man to be alive. No, he didn't say anything like that. I'm putting words in Wilson's mouth. Folks, if you ever wanted to see, look at the background. Look at this. This is what art is supposed to be. You are looking at a hotel located in Livingston, Montana, was a long time ago the gateway to the Yellowstone. That is a perfect painting. That is, look at those shadows. Gregory Wilhelmi painted this, basically. It's a hand embellished clay. Here is one more here. Oh, look at that. That's big sky country. This right here is one of 5, leaving the center of the universe. The image is about saying goodbye to things you love. Chappell on fine art paper, number 1 of only 5 done. Folks, here is Union Station at night, 3119. Look at that, Wilson. Look at the colors reflecting off of puddles. Oh, this is amazing. You know, these are $17,000 and $18,000 in major galleries. This is number 3 of 10, Union Station at night, 3119. $850 to open, $100 increments once we get the open. Oh, those Novaros are stunning. 2 of them are fluorescent, Wilson. Yeah. Look at that. And right now we are broadcasting on our live streaming and on DirecTV. Is that correct, Patty? Well, then you got to be like Pulp Fiction. Is that correct, Patty?
That is correct.
No, you got to go. You got to go correctamundo. Yes. Or you could be like him in the. Hey, you know that one restaurant was in Torrance where they filmed that scene. Did you know that?
Fun fact. No, I didn't know that.
What's that?
That's a fun fact. I did not know that.
Yes, when he goes, what a former alcoholic might call a moment of clarity. All right, this is an edition of 1, Evening Benediction. Melinda stops by my East Koufax studio in Denver on a late summer afternoon to choose some paintings for her client. Sitting by an open window in her red dress, she kicked off her shoes, cooling down, relaxing. I don't think she even noticed the cathedral spires, but I did. Did you notice the cathedral spires, Wilson, or did that help you? Would you have noticed it if I hadn't read that?
I think so.
Are you Catholic? Neither am I, but I'm starting a part-time gig I'll be telling everybody about. Not with spires. Patty, price this. Whatever Patty says right now. Have Matt price it. Matt, throw out a price. That's Melinda. Whatever Matt says. See how this works, Wilson? The number is 3118. So, Wilson, it's going to come from Matt's mouth to you, to me. Go 43,000 feet into the air, bounce off a satellite, and come back in someone's TV. Matt, the whole world is waiting for you. Oh, it's all the pressure in the world. I've seen people crack over less pressure. Man, I've seen people just, Wilson, I have seen people that have pressure like this that they go, Barry, I can't. Ah, damn you, Chappell. Damn you to hell. Just like Charlton Heston in the Planet of the Apes. So throw out a number, Matt. Matt, what did he say?
1985, it's up there.
Okay. $1,995. You ever see the Planet of Apes with Charlton Heston, Matt? Get your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape. Yeah, that was a big deal when I was 10. Folks, I have one more Gregory Wilhelmi. It is Casey's Golden Pheasant. I showed this before I left. It is item 3095 in a Bucket of Blood saloon on the south side of Billings, Montana, circa 1950. Casey's original neon sign is depicted from 1935. It's number 1 of 5. Now, Wilson, call me a little bit skeptical, but if I'm coming to town for the first time, horseback, car, whatever, and I see the Bucket of Blood saloon, I might be just a tad bit apprehensive about going into the Bucket of Blood. Do they want me to carry a bucket of blood? Am I going to leave because I am a bucket of blood? Take a look at that. And I don't have my glass. What does it say the retail is, Patty?
11,000.
Well, that makes sense. All right, now what's the retail with one hand over your right eye? I'm just messing with you. 24, Barry. No, it's 11 still. 1,100 to open on the Bucket of Blood. And I thank all of you. Those are all of my Gregory Wilhelmis. If you have seen one, get online. Or if you want a couple, I'll sharpen my pencil. Turn my calculator on. Did you ever have a calculator you had to turn on, Wilson? Yeah, that was the old 1970s stuff where you're sitting at a desk and you got to turn it on. Look at this Bucket of Blood, the Golden Pheasant, Melinda, smoking a filtered cigarette, Union Station, tell you the one that Union Station is unbelievable. Leaving the center of the universe, unbelievable. The Murray Cafe. You ever been to the Murray Cafe, Patty?
No, sir, I have not.
Because people like me that know the Murray Cafe, we just call it Cafe Murray. Yeah. So if you ever go there, what are you going to say to them? You going to call it Murray Cafe or Cafe Murray? I call call it Cafe Murray. This is the winner of the week, the month, the year. This I put up too cheap. It's still here. A Gregory Wilhelmi. And I thank you for watching. Look at that, Wilson, that's a perfect painting. I mean, you got an artist that has been painting for 50 years, had some of been in some of the biggest museums in the world, put on shows. His work sells for a ton. I've cut it so far below retail. If I got any lower, Patty, you'd have to get a ladder to get up to the ground floor. That's how cheap it is. I priced it in the basement. And here is Katie Lane, completely hand embellished by legendary artist Gregory Wilhelmi. And you're saying, well, what is there, 400 in the edition? 500? No. This is number one of only 5. All that work to do 5. And this was 3121. Call me if any of the Schofields talk to you. Now, Matt, I believe it is about a 9 to 10 minute film on the guy I call the Rascal. You know who the Rascal is? No, it's not a little rascal. He's 76 now. Do you know which rascal I'm talking about? Michael Schofield. Folks, at 7 o'clock, I'm going to be showing you some Novaros and some other works, and some Michael Schofield. But right now, I want to show you in Michael's words why Michael Schofield is in the billion, with a B, $1 billion Arm & Hammer collection. Take a look at this.
I'm Michael Schofield. I'm an impressionist landscape artist. Landscapes are probably what I enjoy doing the most. And I think one of the reasons I enjoy doing what I do is because I enjoy being in nature. Landscapes to me speaks to who and what I am. I enjoy the outside. I love looking at different parts of the country. Every different part of the country is unique in its area. Landscapes are what I enjoy painting more than anything else. When I'm looking at a landscape, the first thing I do is to see the depth of the piece and how I'm going to create the depth. How am I going to create the foreground and the middle ground and the background? And what it is that I'm going to have to do in order to jump over the hurdles it's going to take in order to get that particular scene on canvas. Do I frame it right to left? Do I move these trees here? Do I bring a brook through the center of the piece? Do I bring it from left to right? You know, what's intriguing about this particular scene? Taking out all of the small details that don't make any sense and just getting the essence of the piece. That's what I do. That's what I envision when I first see the landscape. I think an artist's job is to interpret what the creator has laid out for us. We're just basically taking snapshots of that, putting in our own interpretation of it, our own feelings, our own emotion, and then presenting that to the viewers or to the public. That's art to me. So it really is just it's a statement of what we are and who we are, and it's translated through, in my case, landscapes. The idea of becoming an artist didn't really hit until high school. And it was one of those rainy days when the music instructor was filling in for the English teacher that couldn't make it to school. So he whipped out his watercolor palette and paints and a piece of watercolor paper and did a demonstration right in the class. That was his way of filling in for the teacher. And well, I watched him do that, and I still remember what he painted. He painted an old railroad ties and some water in between the ties, and a couple of trees above it and reflecting in the waters. And I thought, wow, that's what I want to do. Your life changes quickly, and the direction changes quickly. And then I think a lot of it is just following the path. We don't choose our career, it chooses us. I think that's very true. I think as long as you keep moving, that career will catch up to you, or you'll find the right spot to walk into, or the right position to be in at the right time. The doors open, you walk through them, see what's on the other side. I did a couple of one-man shows down in Florida. I think probably one of the more interesting one was what I did in Cleveland, a real wet, cold, snowy night. I really didn't think that I would have anybody show up for the show because it was so cold and miserable. We ended up having 1,100 people show up for the event. We sold almost everything in the entire show, and the party didn't stop until about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And those were fun. We had a lot of people show up in those days, all throughout Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia. I did that for probably 10 years. There was a lot of shows. The most posters I think I had in one particular catalog was about 25. Back in the 90s, I think there was a few catalog companies that had 10 or 15, but I think Editions Limited had up to about 25 pieces. Interestingly enough, some of the pieces are still in catalogs dating back into the early 90s. And then you start to realize that all the millions of posters you're selling happen to find their way in front of the public. And I think that's when you start to realizing that you're actually fairly famous in this game. Well, I spent 10 years in Nashville, in that area, and I think a lot of the subject matter that I paint today comes out of that era and out of that area. Tennessee and Kentucky and Alabama, Mississippi, and even upstate New York. I love that area up there. The big pines, the big beech trees, the big birches. I think a lot of that that I do today is reminiscent of those areas and of that subject matter. I paint in California quite a bit too, like today. Those areas, I think, are what I enjoy painting the most. One of the more difficult things is painting on location. A lot of people say, well, you got everything right in front of you. Well, you have too much in front of you. The artist has to take all of the elements, eliminate the things you don't need in the painting, and just paint the things that you do need. And you have to deal with the light changing. It changes rapidly. You're painting the shadows on one tree and all of a sudden they're not there anymore. So you have to take a mental snapshot of the area that you're looking at and then paint that, because it's going to change 5 minutes from now. I think my paintings, they tell hope, and they tell adventure and mystery and romance, and I've been fortunate, really fortunate, to paint something that people really enjoy and feel and get inspired from and fall in love with. And I like the growing aspect of becoming a better and better artist. I don't think you ever arrive as an artist. I think you're always arriving. You're eventually going to get there. I think eventually I'll get to a point where I feel comfortable with the work. I don't think I'll ever be satisfied completely with it. I like the idea that somebody can see one of my paintings and see a part of nature that they've been in, a place that they're familiar with, a scene that they know from childhood or some time in a vacation, something like that. That's when I feel like what I do actually rings home. That's important to me. They can actually relate to the landscape. So communication between the painter and the viewer is what's important.
Hi folks, Barry Chappell back with you. Yes, that was Michael Schofield in his own words. I call him the Rascal. He's a great guy. He is 76 or 77 now. He is one of the greatest painters of landscapes. He is in the billion with a B, $1 billion Armand Hammer collection. He's in every other museum you can think about. I believe one of his paintings was in the Dali Parton has her own museum. Everywhere. He's everywhere. He is that important. His style of painting landscape is second to none. Here is something I saved from 2007 off of BigShotArtist.com. So you're talking 17 years ago. No, 17 years ago. 48 by 48, before the rain, $42,000. He sold some of his modern art. This is a traditional landscape for so much money. He sells everything. He's such a good artist. And this Schofield doesn't even have an item number. Let's see, Matt, oh yes it does. Man, I missed the item number. 3116. Uh-oh, that's what happens, Patty. You yell at Siri once, and then you just slowly disappear. You know, JPEG by JPEG, Siri is taking me out. Yes, this is huge. Now, folks, I have only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Schofields. This is the largest one. Michael has sold works for well over 150,000. He sold a triptych for 300,000. 3 paintings, and that was a decade ago. Retail on a painting like this is going to be at least 45,000. I mean, that is huge. It is perfect. Yeah, that'd be retail, 45,000. And look at this. Fall Tranquility. How big does it say this painting is?
40 by 30.
What is it?
40 by 30.
40 by 30. But the question to you, Patty, how big is it to a flea in the carpet? King Kong, you got it. All right, that is Michael Schofield number 1. This is one of the most interesting Schofields I've seen him paint. He's a great painter, but this right here is 3114. Spring, is that birch?
That is correct.
Look at this, 42,000. And this is a decade ago on his own website. Look at this. Beautiful painting. I remember printing this about 25 years ago, maybe longer, when somebody had a Schofield pastel that said gallery price $35,000, buy it now for $18,999. And the reason I saved it was I just thought they got too cute with the price. No, I'm not going to pay $18,999. The most I'll give you is $18,994. What is someone going to say to $18,999? All right, so folks, I got a price for you on this. I'm going to price them here in a second. I want to show you one more. This right here is Rain is Coming. $3,113. That could mean, that title could mean so many things, Patty. My daughter Katie had a friend whose name was Rain. So is rain coming? Yeah, you know, I mean, it's amazing. This is the painting, Rain is Coming. Retails probably $35,000. It is signed on the front, signed on the back. And I like how Michael signs his signature. On a lot of his paintings, he tries to just blend it in where you got to really look for it. I am going to swap this out for this one right here. Now, here's the one with the cabin. Look at this right here. BC 3115. Running something. What is running in this? Raining. Maybe it's raining. What's the title of this one, Patty?
Raining in Tennessee.
Raining in Tennessee? Rain in Tennessee. Northern or southern part of Tennessee. You ever been to Tennessee, Patty?
I wish, no.
I used to go there to buy my fireworks when I was a kid, then resell them to kids. It was a great gig until I got busted. And the guy I sold them to started crying in the principal's office. This is, what, 24 by 30? What size is that? 24 by 30, yes. This is a fantastic painting. Now, folks, here's what I'm going to do. Let me show you. I only have one more, then I'm going to start pricing these Schofields. This is what Michael does better than anybody. I showed Rain is Coming. Tell you what, I have one other that I haven't shown right here. It is Fall's Last Light, 3112. Wilson, did you have any businesses like that growing up? Businesses like I would sell firecrackers to kids until I got, yeah, I had a business card for that, Wilson. I did. Weeds, leaves, snow, see them go. Call Barry Chappell. But I'm going to have a new business card because in a little bit I'm going to, hey, 7 o'clock. Hello, Dish Network. Barry Chappell coming to you live from Hollywood, California. We got a big show, Dish Network. Oh, and I got some stories to tell you. And it turns out, Dish Network, anybody's watching, apparently my dog right here, Pretty Boy Floyd, might have gotten loose because I was out of town. My friend was watching him, my friend and his wife and their kids, and Pretty Boy Floyd got through their fence and don't know yet, might have impregnated a female Chiweenie. Floyd is a male Chiweenie. If you had asked me 9 months ago, Barry, are you ever going to have a dog named a Chiweenie? I said, what? What are you talking about? They even told me. I go, what is it? I go, what breed is my dog? When I found him, he had been attacked by a coyote and was laying there. And I picked him up and I took him to the vet and he lived, had 2 broken ribs. And I asked the vet, what breed is this? They go, it's a Chiweenie. I go, what? He said, it's a Chiweenie. I said, come on, stop kidding me. I don't have time. What breed is it? He goes, it's a Chiweenie. What the hell's a Chiweenie? It's a Chihuahua and a weenie dog. And you guys came up with this? Chiweenie. But it is. And they are a great, great breed because Floyd is 5 to 7. I found him and he's doing great. But we'll talk more about Floyd and his, I used to call him Pretty Boy Floyd. Now the people that are watching him nicknamed him the Playboy Floyd. So anyway, take a look at this. This is Fall's Last Light. This is a painting that I could show you comps all day long at $35,000. It is just a stunning painting. This painting, beautiful. It's a Michael Schofield original. It's not a poster where there's 1,000. This is a one-of-a-kind original painted by Michael Schofield, titled on the back by Michael Schofield. $35,000 retail, $2,500 to open. And that is a beauty. Oh, hello, Dish Network. I started the show with on DirecTV with Gregory Wilhelmi, and still here. But let me put up the one Schofield that is like one of the greatest Schofields he's ever painted. It's right here. This is absolutely stunning. It is 30 by 40, and it just pops. Look at that. Yes, I have some fluorescent Novaros coming up. I have all kinds of look at that, Wilson. You want to be there. That's what a good painting and a great artist makes you feel. Some of Schofield painting the backs of trees in different shades of blues and purples to give it presence and to bring it forward, create the depth. That's what he is king of. He's 76 or 77. Michael John Schofield. Retail on a painting like this is $85,000. Retail, $85,000. This is a large Schofield. $3,500 to open. That is a one-of-a-kind original. $3,500. This is huge, and it is a perfect painting. It's the largest Schofield I got. He does not, he's pretty much retired now, and he's just a great painter. He has painted so many award-winning paintings. All right, now I want to show something here first. Folks, Wilson, I wasn't here last week. Ashley did the show, and I thank you, Ashley. I was visiting this lady right here. Can you get in close? That is my mommy. She's 87 right there. That dog that has black color to it is a very nice dog. That dog's name is Tango. This dog up front, this white dog right here, is named Darby. Darby's a mean dog. No, he isn't, but here's Darby. This dog right here will drive you crazy. Wilson, this dog never stops barking. And he knows if you're watching a movie, he knows when it comes to the important part, he starts barking, barking, barking. He thinks he hears something outside. He starts barking, barking, barking. And my mom lets him get away with it, but I had a different plan for Darby. And I think I was successful. Wilson, you know what I did? And I might have to start a business over this, Wilson. I am not making this up. And I have no experience doing this. But I gave Darby an exorcism. I had nothing to go on except the movie The End with Jonah Hill, where that one scene, the exorcism of Jonah Hill. So I tied two big wooden forks together. And I came up to Darby, just like they did in The End with Jonah Hill. And who else was in that? Myers? I don't know. But anyway, so I came up to Darby at the end of the bed, that couch, and I hold it, and I would say, Darby, the power of Christ compels you to get rid of the demon. And I'd yell it louder and louder and louder, Darby, let the demon go. The power of Christ compels you to let it go. And I don't go to church much. But anyway, I only did this because I saw it in the movie, and they got to do some research in a movie, right, Wilson? So I'm holding the cross up to Darby, going, Darby, the power of Christ compels you to get rid of that demon. And you know what happened? I'm not making this up. Patty, I'm not making this up. This is the truth. There's Darby. All of a sudden, he gave out a really friendly bark. Like that. And he was fine. The demon left him. The problem, Wilson, is the demon went from Darby right here into my mother. So what do I do now, Wilson? My mom's possessed. Yes, what would you do? Juliet, the demon in Darby, I got him out. He's gone. Just like he did in the movie The End. But he jumped, he missed Tango and went straight to my mom. What do I do? And I have, and here's a sad thing. Juliet, you know what she did the very next morning? My mom got up and ate the neighbor's cat. Yes, I'm telling you, my mom's possessed now. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that that's what I was doing when Ashley was... Well, my mom's name was Joanne. Well, it is, but I don't know. If she'll call if she... Yeah, she can call, yes. So yeah, I performed my first... I think there's a business in this, Wilson. $350 per plus expenses. I could become a dog exorcist. Everybody's looking at me like I'm crazy. I probably am. All right. Enough about Darby and his exorcism. I have right here 4 of the most sought after pieces of glass on the planet. These 4 pieces of glass were made by Jean-Claude Novaro. This is when I flew to France in 4 or 5 to visit Jean-Claude Novaro. He's making glass in his studio. Here in his hands, he'll show you. That's me standing near Novaro when he makes glass. Here, one of his friends came by to make glass with him, the actor Jean Reno. That's Jean Reno and Jean-Claude Novaro. Here is the highest honor the French government can give an artist. Chevalier de l'Ordre des Arts and Letters. And Novaro would wear that medal because there are so few artists that could ever get that in their lifetime. Why did he get that? Because Jean-Claude Novaro was the first glass maker ever in 5,000 years of making glass to make glass glow at night. No one had ever done it before. December 30th, 2014, Jean-Claude Novaro died of a heart attack, heart problems. The only man in the history of glass to make it glow at night. Took him 10 years of working every day to figure out how to do it. He would put on shows in Monte Carlo for his glass. Celebrities like Robert Kraft and so many others would want to buy his glass. Here was his funeral notice. That is Jean-Claude Novaro with his young son, Joseph. When I visited him, my son Ben and my daughter Kate nicknamed Joseph to be WWF Joseph, because it didn't matter where you were, what you're doing, that kid would turn around and try and tackle you. He loved wrestling. Here was an ad, one of many, about Jean-Claude Novaro. Illuminate your style. Here is the Nice newspaper. Look how many friends, Farewell to Master Glassman Jean-Claude Novaro and Antibes. Look at that. You see that picture right there, Wilson? You couldn't even get in to see his casket. I mean, you could, but it was just so crowded. Here was a clown that Novaro made. $25,000 on eBay. I wish I had more. I don't. Here is what fluorescence in glass looks like. Right here. This is a great example. These are the same vases. One with the light on, one with the light off. The world of glass never met anyone like Jean-Claude Novaro. There is my young daughter at the time. That's Katie. She's now 22 and an inch taller than me. She was 4 then. Wilson, she does not like to get credit for this, and she gets mad at me when I give it to her. But on that flight, when she was 4, she came up with the idea of making the world's largest nicotine gumball. The Ripley's Head. Yeah. So anyway, folks, Matt, I believe you might have. I want to show you what this is called, an angel. Look at this mouth-blown, hand-spun angel will look like when it is charged up, glowing. When I say charged up, just means you put in some light, some sunlight or a light bulb for a little bit of time. Watch what happens. I think Matt has a picture of it. What? There it is. Yes. I will look for a sticker. I don't have a sticker. I just know it was done in 2005. Look at that. And that's not even charged up much. Look at that, glowing. And Wilson, if you look here, you can see where he signs his name, writes his name.
3106.
What's his number?
3106.
3106. And look at that shot again. Because all of the Novaros are still, many of them are tied up in French probate, which I think when you translate it to English, it means hell, because it takes forever. Yeah, look at that. Look at that glow. Oh, you're talking 75, 85,000. Now, I just want, retail 80,000, but I want to explain something. Wilson, you know, when you talk about the first person to sail to the New World, you're talking about Christopher Columbus. Now, there was a handful, of sailors, Ponce de Leon and Magellan and all. But at the time, they believed if you kept sailing, you would fall off the world, Wilson, and be dead. And it took a heck of a guts to do it. No one in the history of 5,000 years of making glass had ever made it glow. I remember when Novaro told me the story when he woke up one morning and saw just a little bit of glow, and he knew he was getting close, and it took about another 7 years. Take a look at this one, the next one. Look at that, it's glowing, and I don't even have the lights off. I think Matt might have a picture of this one. I don't know what the atom number was done in 2005. There it is. Look at that glow at night. 5,000 years people have been making glass. There's been one man, one person, one guy, Jean-Claude Novaro. And he died December 30th, 2014. These are priceless. Those are the two that glow. This right here is a huge regular vase. It is mouth blown, hand spun. Yes. Orange. Well, what's the name of that? Orange what, Patty?
It's red cheetah.
Red cheetah. Okay. This is huge. Look at the stopper alone. And that is, how many inches did I say? It's 13. Got to be higher than that, but I'm going to take everybody's word for it. Looks bigger. But anyway, retail on something like this, $18,000. Easy. Probably more. Now, you have the baby Novaro. This is mouth blown at 2300 degrees. Mouth blown, hand spun, diamond scribed, and that is 18 karat gold on top of it. He made this in 2004. And I had the sheet, but it's okay. Yes, thank you. Thank you. You're really scared of getting on TV again.
I don't like it.
Do you believe her? Do you know why? Because 3 days ago on America's Most Wanted, Patty. Yes? No? All right. Well, here's what I can do, folks. And let me just sit down for 1 second, Wilson, because I was amazed that somebody could get fluorescent Novaro. The prices, I saw one that somebody wanted $27,000 for. It was like this big. I saw a larger angel like that. Didn't really glow much. They wanted $88,000 on Art Brokerage or one of the art sites. And that one in this one right here, it's like a powder keg of fluorescence. Look at that, Patty. I have never seen Novaro put that much fluorescence. That is harder than heck to do because the fluorescence will vaporize a lot less than 2300 degrees. So he had to find a way, and you can see in through, to get that fluorescence in there and not fry it, vaporize it at 2300 degrees. Now what I want to do, especially these two fluorescents, I need somebody to call in, and once again, there's the highest medal that a French artist could ever obtain. Also, I want to show you one more picture, because when I met Novaro in Nice, he told me that Robert Kraft, owner of the New England Patriots, was like his brother. And then I got a picture of Jean-Claude Novaro in the New England Patriots Hall of Fame room touching Super Bowl trophies. I think the picture's coming up right here. If it's not, it's going to be close. Yes, Jean-Claude Novaro, one of the, if not the greatest glassmaker to ever live. And here's what I can do. He's also in Guinness Book of World's Record for making the largest mouth-blown hand-spun glass object ever. Many glass makers have hernias and herniatic disc. Many of them have kidney problems because they're drinking so much water. All right, that's got to be the high limit room. No, I will find it later. But I just want to show you. And this was Jean-Claude Novaro's. That was one of his favorite pictures. I think that was on his funeral notice. Folks, I could show you comps that are priceless. Focus in, Matt, on these two fluorescents, because I don't know when I can ever get another. I had a few. I sold them on TV years ago. I never regret a sale, but I wish I hadn't, because the prices I'm seeing for anything done by Jean-Claude Novaro, that he has mouth-blown, hand-spun, hand-signed, and diamond-scribed his name, is astronomical. So call me right now. I got a price in mind. Yeah, I know. They're $85,000 retail. Odds of you guys ever getting another fluorescent, next to none. The collection of what is left in Antibes. The reason probate is going so slow, because the daughter from his first marriage and Virginie, his second wife, have been trying to come to some terms. Oh, look at that. That's stunning. $85,000 is cheap. Patty, I got a price. Call for the price, because I got a price that you're just not going to believe. And to be able in 2024 to own the fluorescent of possibly the greatest glass maker of all time, I got a price too. Patty, it's not going to believe. You're not going to believe. You're going to say I'm selling this way too cheap. I would either go for the fluorescent angel that you're looking at, or the one right next to it, which is a powder keg of fluorescents. Boy, that one next to it, you charge it up, you might be good all through the winter. Yogi Bear could buy this Novaro, the second one, and hibernate all winter, and it would still glow. Yeah. Go up to the next one, Wilson. The one, yeah, that one. The powder keg of fluorescence. Look at that. Look at that glow. And what you do is you put that outside in natural light for about 10 minutes. Probably glow for a week. This was Jean-Claude Novaro, the greatest glass maker, if you ask me, that ever lived. $85,000 on the big one, $65,000 on the small one. Call me, I got a price. Patty, I'm going to sell. Which two, if somebody made you choose between the two Novaro fluorescents, which one do you like the best, Patty?
This one here.
The one up right now. Look at that. Yogi Bear would love that. Bears hibernate all winter. That's what they're told. Hey, boo boo. Let's go see what Ranger Smith is up to. I got a price so cheap. All camera 2. This is about as valuable of art and glass I personally don't write me mean letters. I think it's better than anything Dale Chihuly did. I love Dale Chihuly. Gave an eye to glass. Love Wes Hunting. He's a friend of mine. But when you talk about first generation fluorescent, done by Jean-Claude Novaro, the first and only glassmaker in 5,000 years to make glass glow, that's as good as it gets. Take a look at those two. I got a price in mind. All they got to do is call. What do you think I'm gonna sell your favorite one for, Patty? Because oh, I know. But you got to call, folks. Camera 2, if you ever bought anything from me, I've been on TV 33 years. June 21st will begin my 34th year. But I'm glad I took this time. I got a special notice to Dish viewers. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at Patty. Folks, for Dish customers, I think that we're channel 275 and channel 228. This is our last show on Dish until September. We're going off the air on Dish. Now, Tuesday with Jack, Thursday with Jack, Monday with Jack, Tuesday with Jack, and Thursday with Jack. Jack's going to be here. The art show is taking a hiatus for Wednesday nights from tonight, June 12th, till the beginning of September. And we're going to be back with plenty of art and coins. But so if you're watching me on Dish, tonight's your last show until September. So I just want to get that out there. I hope you wait. And I'll tell you, after flying and seeing the lines at TSA, Patty, everybody's getting out of town. They're getting out of the planet. Now, I hope you call me up on these fluorescents. Or the baby Novaro. And what was the name of the red one, the orange one?
Well, it's not really a name. That way you can just identify them.
A cheetah?
It's a red-orange cheetah pattern, I guess.
Cheetah pattern, yeah.
They're not named like that.
But I would definitely. And Matt, if you get a second, just whether it's either of the two fluorescents, just show them what it looks like on the screen alone when they glow in the dark, because they are amazing. Talking 80 grand. Oh, look at that. I got a price that you're going to go, that is impossible. Yes. And we'll go to the, oh, look at that. Look at that glow. First artist in 5,000 years. And this is a hard pattern, this angel, because the fluorescent will vaporize at 2,300 degrees. But he's got to get it in there, finish it off. This angel that you're looking at probably took 8 months to cool. Probably 7 different cooling ovens so it didn't crack. This is one of the hardest pieces of glass ever to make. Call me. Patty, here's what I'm thinking too. Oh, I can't even say it. It's too cheap. Do you want to know what I'm going to price this at? They got to call. Now, if you call, Patty, if you call me on my cell phone, I will tell you what I'm going to price it at. And do you think there's a business in canine exorcism? Hello, this is Barry. Who is this?
Hi, Barry. This is Patty. What's the price?
Patty, I told you never call me when I'm on the air. My goodness, did you see that, Wilson? Juliet, why do you let her call me when I'm at work? This lady's calling me. I don't know. I got a price, folks. It's not going to be 85, 75, or 65,000. It's not going to be 50,000, which it should be 5 times that for the accomplishments of Jean-Claude Novaro. It's not going to be 40,000 or 30,000 or 20,000. It's not even going to be 15,000, which is amazing. You know, the only place you could get one of these, there are several museums in Paris that have these, and they're under lock and key and security. Patty, here's all I'm going to say. It's not even $10,000, but they got a call. I got a price in mind. It's a tough one for me because the angel is so stylish. And the angel glows that deep, that blue and the green on top. Stunning. And you got that purple coloring too. Patty. All right, on the angel, it's even less than $5,000. Mouth blown, hand spun, done in 2005. Jean-Claude Novaro died December 30th, 2014. On the powder keg of fluorescent, it's not even 5,000 either. You gotta call me. And I will give you prices you will not believe. I got a picture of Jean-Claude Novaro with Jean Reno. I got a picture of Jean-Claude Novaro with Frank Sinatra. You believe that, Patty? Frank's telling him, sell me this glass at the right price or you won't see your donkey again. All right, I wasn't there. I can't guarantee that. Yes, Frank Sinatra collected Novaro glass. So did so many other people. No one calling? Hang on, because okay. There it is. Let me do this, just to see how amazing and what a valuable investment, and a word no one uses on TV, but Jean-Claude Novaro, first glass maker in 5,000 years. How long have they been making glass, Patty? About 5,000 years. First guy to do it, Jean-Claude Novaro. Take a look at Novaro.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Jean-Claude
Hello,
Novaro.
my name is Jean-Claude Novaro. I am an artist glassblower. I've been doing this work since the age of 14. I live in France, on the French Riviera. I live in a small village called Biot, near Antibes, which is a very beautiful town. I was born in Biot, and I have a lot of friends in Biot. My life is my family, my friends, my work, and the animals. I love animals.
Patriot, yes, good, way!
I've been making glass for 48 years with passion and with love. I discovered this craft when I was very young. I discovered it and it was so magical that it has become my life. It's my pleasure. I get as much pleasure from it today as I did 48 years ago, and I'm very happy to do this craft. When I started to make glass, I was very young. I just turned 14, and there was a glass factory in Biot. And I used to go play in the glass factory, and I liked it so much that I got myself hired. I started to make goblets, stemware, carafes, and it so happened that I was very talented at this craft. And then I was on my way. After 20 years, I added colors, did a lot of research. And then I set myself up on my own. And it wasn't going well. But I wanted it to, so I searched. And then one day there was a click, and it started to work. And it worked, and it worked. I was overwhelmed by that it was so popular, all the galleries in Paris, in France, people really liked it a lot. And that was such a good feeling because thanks to that I can continue to do a lot of research. I've never opened a book about anyone, the great glassblowers. I never opened one book. It's not interesting to me. Everything I do comes out of my mind, out of my research. It's my life. But I'm surprised and very happy that what I do is appreciated, and I'm very, very happy. What is art? You like it or you don't. There's no accounting for taste. Everybody has their own opinion. But what I love in art, it has to be made with your hands. Painting, pottery, ironwork, bronze, all that for me is art. I like art that is made by hand. When you sweat and then later it can take any form you like. Each artist does what he wants, has his own imagination, but art, it's in the hands. It's in the heart, and then later it's in the eyes, and then people like it or not, that's art. Personally, I think that if we don't preserve the work of the hands, the traditions, there's nothing left. Life, what is life? We breathe, we drink, we hear, we sleep. But I think that we must preserve the hands' work, working the soil, the mason's work, the painter's work, manual work. It must be preserved. It's very important. That's what life is. It's simple, not complicated, and I think that it's good. When I'm making a piece, I'm always at my maximum state of being. I feel like I'm relaxed, but I'm tense and very focused because it's not easy to blow and give life to a piece, to give it shape. And I'm always at my maximum when I'm making a piece from the beginning to the end of the piece. I just love to live. I love to make a living through my work because every day when I go in front of my oven, I'm very, very happy to feel the heat from the oven, to feel the noise, to apply the colors, take a little bit of glass to start to blow, to work it, to blow, to sweat. It's hot. Between the glass and me, it's a game because I always want to make pieces that have never been done anywhere in the world. In other words, every time I develop new techniques, color techniques that have never been done before, and I'm the one who invented them. And it's a game, and I want it to work because sometimes it breaks and sometimes it doesn't work. It's a struggle between the glass and me to find the technique, why it's breaking, and to discover how it won't break. And after 7 to 8 years, I managed to develop this technique. It's a give and take between the glass and me constantly. And when the piece is done, I put it in the oven. For me, it's a new baby about to be born when it will come out of the oven.
Good.
So when I have an idea for a piece, the idea is in my head. And before I make the piece, it's in my head for a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, sometimes a year, sometimes 2, sometimes less, sometimes more. And when I'm ready to make this piece in my head, then I make the piece. Gradually, as I'm making the work, I see the reaction of everything I put into it, colors, gold leaf, and all the rest, and then based on that, I make my piece. Once the piece is done, I put it in the oven to anneal for 15, 16, 18 hours. And when the piece comes out, then I look at it and I say to myself, that's okay, that's not so good, that's not good. And for me, then the piece is made, and at that point, I start to make a new collection. But it takes 2 or 3 years before I make the piece. When I was developing the fluorescent pieces, I gave it 10 years of my life before it worked. 10 years of my life, that's huge. When I developed the gold technique so that it wouldn't melt inside the glass, it took me 5 years. It took 6 years of my life. And every time I develop a new technique, it spends years in my head. It's there, it's waiting. I do it, I don't do it. I don't know, it's passion. It's passion. I've been doing this work for 48 years. I haven't seen the time go by, and I feel like I started making glass yesterday. It's so exciting to do. I always think about my work all the time, all the time. I think that I wouldn't be able to make the pieces I do if I didn't think about it constantly. And I still enjoy working as much as I did 20 years ago. And I think that I'll still enjoy doing what I do in 10 years, even if I'm 10 years older, because it's a wonderful career I've had. That I've been fortunate enough to learn, sure, but more than anything, fortunate that I like it, and fortunate it's successful. Because there's lots of people who love their jobs, but they live hand to mouth. Whereas I've had the good fortune that people like it, and I'm very happy, and thanks to that, I can continue till the end. It's my life, it's my passion, and thank you to all of you who buy my pieces.
Folks, you just witnessed one of the greatest artists I ever met in my life. He died December 30th, 2014. He thought big, he tried things, he experimented. He even made a Tom Brady out of glass that they have in the New England Patriots Hall of Fame room. That's Jean-Claude Novaro, nothing he couldn't do. If you like Michael Schofield, call me. This is huge. This is unbelievable. This is 3116. Michael Schofield is retired. He's 76 or 77. He is in the $1 billion Arm & Hammer collection. Over here I got Jean-Claude Novaro. the most distinguished award the French government could give anybody. He has it. The first glass maker in history to make glass glow at night. I have 2 fluorescents and 2 non-fluorescents. Give me a call. A piece I am amazed by right here. Gregory Wilhelmy. Hand embellished clay on paper. Number 4 of only 5 done. It is called Katy Lane. And Katy Lane is in Philadelphia. Look at that. I will work you deals, but you need to call. One of the greatest Gregory Wilhelmys I've ever come across. Oh, but hang on, I got to show this. This Schofield, the ability to color this piece is second to none. Look at this. This right here, spring birch. And I don't have the item number. Spring birch. 3114. And you're growing up, did they do that in grocery stores? You 9999 pick up on, no. All right. Look at that. You are talking about some of the coolest colors in a landscape with a possible storm either coming close, maybe it will blow away, but take a look at that. That is the Michael Schofield, 77-year-old Michael Schofield in the $1 billion Arm & Hammer collection. $2,500 to open. And you got a painting of paintings. Look at that. That's oil on canvas. Let me come to camera 2. Hi, Barry Chappell here. First of all, I want to thank Ashley for covering the show for me last week. I went up and visited my mom, and I performed an exorcism on her dog, Darby. Darby's normal now. The demon left Darby, but apparently he might have jumped into my mom. But we did get my mom out of jail for eating those 3 cats. But I might have to fly back to perform an exorcism on her. But if I do, Wilson, I'm going to have 8 or 9 people in the room, because she'll pick me out just to spite me. So I got glass. I got David. I have David Lloyd Glover too, but I have Gregory Wilhelmy. And look at that window you're looking out there. You know what I'm talking about over there? Over there. The center of the universe. And I am talking about this piece right here. Take a look at that. It's entitled The Center of the Universe. Finding yourself at that perfect place where it's hard to say goodbye. That is a Gregory Wilhelmy Jaclay, completely hand embellished. 12,000, 14,000 in a gallery. I can give you such a great deal on that. Matter of fact, what I am going to do is put the center of the universe on the easel. Now, Wilson, hang on. I don't want to break the mic. The hand is quicker than the eye. Are you ready for this, Wilson? Did you see that? I already shifted them 8 times. In slow motion, it looked like this. Doo-doo, 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 doo-doo. But it had better Mission Impossible sound effects. This is called Leaving the Center of the Universe. Number 1 of 5, completely hand embellished by Gregory Wilhelmi. Call me up. I'm the Michael Schofields. Call me up. Patty, notice only one person said that? All right, I'm going to show you something here. Hang on. I'm going to find it. Right here. I'm going to find it. Okay. Give me 1 second. I got the picture here. I am going to find it. I'm going to find it. All right. Here. Look at this. Oh, this was in Monte Carlo. That was, I'm sorry, Cannes, France. Novaro Glass Gallery. I got a picture of Robert De Niro with Jean-Claude Novaro. But I want to show you. Here it is. There is Jean-Claude Novaro in the New England Patriots Hall of Fame room. And I have a picture of Jean-Claude Novaro handling the Super Bowl trophies. Here was a non-gray hair Barry right there with Jean-Claude Novaro, Joseph, and me. Think I should go back to black hair?
Make it light brown, but no, not black.
Here is, oh, this is something you don't see very often, Wilson. There's Jean-Claude Novaro with 2 Super Bowl trophies. Take them and run, Jean-Claude. I'll help you. No, Do you know who Jean-Claude, who's got his arm around Jean-Claude there, Wilson? That's Robert Kraft, the owner of the New England Patriots. Jean Reno making glass with Jean-Claude Novaro. Here's a display he made. The only glass maker ever to make glass glow. I am amazed. I have 2 fluorescents right there. And I am running out of time, folks. I got 1 hour and 1 minute left. Call me. Let me go to camera 2. Look, I have some of the best art I've ever had. I have 2 priceless Novaros. If you had told me Ashley got the fluorescents, it's unheard of. Nobody has fluorescent Novaros. I mean, you go to the Louvre, they're a locked-in key. Look at that. You have 2. And they're less than $5,000. Call me. I will work you a deal. I have the baby Novaro with 18 karat gold. I have Schofields. I have Gregory Wilhelmies. I put up Katie Lane. I put up so many. Hey, look, I'll tell you what. Call me. Call that number on the screen. I'm going to move this one right over here for a second. And I am going to put Union Square up in Denver. Look at this right here. And over here, I am going to put one of the greatest Schofields I've seen him paint. Right here. See what I'm doing, Wilson? I am putting together a smorgasbord of appetizing art. Okay, I'm hungry. No, don't do it, Barry. Stop. You're not that coordinated. No, I know. I don't have any manual dexterity, but I can do it, Wilson. Don't doubt me, Wilson. Are you doubting me, Wilson? You're openly doubting me like that? This is one of the most beautiful pieces on the Colorado. Here, I'll even move it over there. Now, Wilson, I don't want you to stress out. Oh, be careful. Oh, be so very careful. Barry, I did it. I did it. Look at this. Patty, I can't stop. What else should I put up here? Oh, there's so much more. I know. I know. Do you think, Patty, do you think, be honest, that I can balance this Novaro on this painting? Do you think I can?
No, you can, but let's not try.
I could, but I can't. No, I can't do that. I don't have. You kidding me? All right. Folks, call me. I will work you deals. Here, I'm going to call this number and make sure the phone still works. Here is, look at this. The King of Monte Carlo. Guess what? He owns Novaros. I got a picture in this magazine of the the King of Monte Carlo with a Novaro on his desk. Yes. I drove to Monte Carlo. I rode in a car driven by Jean-Claude Novaro. He never slows down. Look. Can you speak any French, Wilson? Because do you see this ad right here? It's in French. Here, go to the, I will translate it. Amazing artist Jean-Claude Novaro is being sold on TV by Barry Chappell, a guy that's been doing it for over 3 decades, giving deals so cheap people can't believe they're real. Prices that are unseen. You got to find Marty McFly and get a time machine and travel at warp speeds to get deals like Barry Chappell can give you at PrimeTime Shopping Network right now! Exclamation point. All right, yeah, I can read French. All right, I can't read French. I can barely read English. No, I can read. Folks, call me. Yeah, we figured out what yes was in Russian thanks to Juliet. I know no. Niet. Call me. I want to sell that angel. And of the two, they're both good. But that angel, the Novaro angel, is one of the few fluorescent angels I've ever seen. I've been handling Jean-Claude Novaro since 1995, 97. I've been selling his work. That, to see a fluorescent angel, unheard of. Because you have to shield that fluorescence, and it is so tough. And Matt is going to put a picture of that of what this looks like when the lights are off. And if you want, we could turn the lights off in here, but I don't need to. Look at that. That is a large fluorescent angel. It's less than $4,000. You need to call me. If you want to work a deal on a Schofield and a Gregory Wilhelmi, call me. If you want to work a deal on any of the art, and once again, to my Dish Network customers who watch me on 228 and 275, this is my last show on Dish until September. Late August, early September, we're coming back. Only for Wednesday. Jack is here on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. The art show is taking a 2-month hiatus. Can you spell hiatus? Can you spell it backwards, Patty? I can't either. Look at that. That's a powder keg. How he made that one next to it. How that fluorescence vaporizes at 2200 degrees. But yet he got it in that glass. It took 7 months to cool down from 2300. He even got fluorescence in the stopper. Call me. Yes, I got deals. Please call me. Now, Wilson, there's a lot of risk to a person that performs exorcisms on dogs. A lot can go wrong. And you can get to the point where people are scared to come to... Yes?
May I have a bottom on the baby Novaro?
The baby... On the baby Novaro. Well, this is the baby Novaro right here. But what's important is look at all that 18 karat gold in there. And I'll tell you what, I will give you the absolute bottom. It is stunning. There's gold in the stopper. It is beautiful. Look at that. Ton of gold in it. This was made in 2004. He writes his name. He signs his name. And the absolute... No. Absolute bottom, Patty. $1,300. That's bottom. That's the bottom. That's gold. And gold is $2,400 or $2,365 an ounce. I can sell you a fluorescence. I can work a package with you. I'm glad they asked. I am walking over to the phone right now, and I am going to make a deal on the Angel. Oh, this is too cheap. All right. Now, if they ask where they got it, please tell them they stole it, because I'll get in trouble. I'll get in trouble with the French. I'll get in trouble with the Russians because I can't speak Russians, and they'll come beat up Wilson for me. Watch this. Are you ready for this? Oh. That is so cheap. That's bottom, bottom, bottom. I can't believe I even said that. Look at this. Look at this. Gotta say yes to that. They even had in Antibes, France, where Novaro made a trophy. The Novaro trophy. That's got to be gone at that price, Patty.
Thank you.
So, yeah, that was bottom. Yes, we're giving out bottom prices. And one last time, just so people understand what my new gig in life might be. Well, I'm going to be off this summer. This is my mother. Well, that's a glass Novaro. Wilson over here a little bit. This woman is Joanne Chappell. She's 87 years old. That is, next to her is a black normal dog right there, Tango. And this dog, the white dog up front, is a bizarre little creature. His name is Darby. Darby never stops barking when you're watching TV and it gets to the important part. Darby never stops barking when you're having an important conversation, you're waiting for an answer, then all of a sudden, ruff, 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 ruff. So I did the only thing I could do. Wilson, it was the only thing I could ever do. I gave Darby an exorcism. Yes, I tied two stakes together, and I came over to Darby with a cross right there. And I did what they did in the movie The End because I figured they had to spend some money on research, right? What's that? Thank you, Ashley. The powder keg is gone. Thank you. Thank you. Who got that? Well, give me their initials. So I came right up to Darby, and I did what they did in the movie with Jonah Hill, The End. And I said, the power of Christ compels you. Leave his body, demon. And I yelled it for 5 minutes. And the demon left Darby and jumped right into my mom. My mom now needs an exorcism. She's possessed. She has eaten 3 of their neighbors' cats. She said they tasted pretty good. Little Tabasco sauce. But anyway, that's my mom. Stop eating the neighbor's cats. And the reason I'm telling you this, folks, is I might start a business. Well, I had leaves, weed, snow, see them go. Demons, goblins, and gook. See them. I got to make it rhyme, but yes. Do you want to be part of this exorcism gig? Okay, thanks. I'm going to have to exercise you. Yes. Did you ever see the movie The Exorcist? I'm scared. I saw that when I was 13. I'm still scared. Okay, this one is sold. Thank you. Now, we gave someone a quote on the Angel, And the angel is so rare. I have probably, look at this glow over here. Look at this. Look at this. Patty, look at the thing. It's glowing.
Oh, it is. Oh, look at that.
Yes.
I like this video.
Bright Lights, Big City. Wasn't that a Fox movie? But anyway, of all the Novaros, I have never, to get a fluorescent angel is almost unheard of. I hope you buy that, because I have sold dozens of fluorescent, not even that many, Novaros. He used to fly out. We'd fly him to Los Angeles. He'd bring a translator. I had him on the show. One of the biggest shows I ever had in my career in 33 years was Jean-Claude Novaro live. And it set every record I've ever heard of for me in TV. Never broke that record since. And if I had one fluorescent angel back then, I would have been lucky. That is glow in the dark, the first artist ever, 5,000 years of making. Look, it's already glowing and the lights are on. And Matt will show you what it's going to glow like. And I hope you're out there, because this is priceless. It really is. There might be 100 Novaros, 150, tied up in probate in Paris. And, you know, Novaro, in the mid-90s, he was hired by the government of Dubai, and he loved it. He loves heat. I don't. And he made glass for the royal family over there. A fluorescent angel in Dubai would probably be $250,000 or more. And to have one here that glows green and blue, and you have that purple in the middle, call me up. I gave a price on this. It's less than $3,500, less than $3,200. Call me. That might be the deal of a lifetime. I have the baby Novaro. I have the big Novaro. I have the Schofields. Look at that easel I made. It's still staying there, Wilson. It didn't fall down. You know why? Because I know the amazing Kreskin. He's still alive. Well, he was 6 months ago. You didn't do anything to Kreskin, did you? One of Kreskin's tricks was, say, go find a pocket watch that doesn't work. And he would say, find this pocket watch. And he'd say, now hold it in your hand like this. And just by doing that, you open it up, it's going to run for about a minute, minute and a half. Because a lot of times the mainspring is wound up too tight. Which one are they interested in?
Union Station.
Yes. Price. All right, where is Union Station? Oh, it's up here.
Yeah.
Yes, Union Station. Damn, well, I'm coming. This is a big piece. I'm 7'4". What do you think? All right, I'm 6'2". When I stand up straight, all right, I'm 6'1 3/4". There we go. I'm coming. I'm coming. Is a deal. Union Station right here is a hand embellished. It is number 3 of only 10 ever done. It is amazing. And Patty, who was the person thinking about the angel? Let's focus in on the angel. My landlord, the guy that runs the apartment complex I live in, is named Louis, but he has an assistant named Angel. And I keep telling Angel that he has a career in WWF if he ever wanted to just take martial arts to the next level. Wilson, did you ever watch wrestling?
I used to, way back.
Okay. Are they allowed to pull out a gun? No? Okay. Angel, you might need to lose that idea I gave you. Look at this, and we're going to show you how it glows. I priced this so cheap. Please call, because that angel is so rare. You know, to be honest, I was thinking about it. There's got to be others, but I think this is the first Novaro fluorescent angel, first or second I've ever seen. And to get one with that kind of color, and this is under bright lights. I mean, if we killed the lights, I could find my way out to the garage in this. Thank you. All right, I'll tell you what. Center of the here's a painting I'm going to sell right now. This one has sentimental value. What happened to it? Right here. Folks, if you don't love this, $13 or $15 years ago, I got to name, and I'm gently, it's not touching, it's catching right there. That is Katie Lane. I named that for my daughter. I believe she owns the BAT. That is in Philadelphia. Kate today is 22 years old, Wilson, and she's 1.5 inches taller than me. She's 6'3.5". And anybody that thought those stretching machines don't work, I had to, Patty. Nobody warned me. Girls between the age of 13.5 and 17, they're tough on their dads. No, Dad, don't do that. Dad, if you clap at my basketball game, I'll never let you come back. Dad, you're embarrassing me. Dad, I'm going to tell people I don't know you. And then all of a sudden, magically, they turn 17, and it's, hey, Dad, what are you doing today? Excuse me? What did you talking to me? So anyway, that was named after my daughter Kate Chappell. Her official name is Caitlin Nicole Chappell. This is a picture of a street in Philadelphia that Gregory Wilhelmi used to live on. And this got titled Katie Lane. There are only 10 of these ever made. That is completely embellished in pastel, watercolor, you name it. And I got a price you will not believe. All you got to do is call. I can't believe The Angel by Novaro didn't sell. All right. Here is a very, very interesting Wilhelmi leaving the center of the universe. And what I am going to do is put it like this, Wilson. That's going to be a hard picture to get. No, that looks good. He writes, this image is about saying goodbye to things you love. Jaclay on fine art paper, 22 by 30. It's number 1 of only 5 he did. Call me, I'll work you a deal. You know, there was a gallery on Wilshire Boulevard in L.A. 19,000 frame for something like that. Yeah, they wanted 19,000 framed. I'm not talking anywhere near there. And it's telling you a story. Wilson, what kind of expenses could I possibly have doing canine exorcisms? I should call home. Let me just ask real fast. Which one? Oh, hang on. Let me make a quick phone call. Let me go to camera 2.
Hello?
Danny, I'm on TV right now. I'm just curious, is your grandmother okay after the Darby exorcism?
Yeah, she was laughing. I recorded it. I can send it to you.
But I know she's laughing, but did she stop eating the neighbor's cats?
To the best of my knowledge, she did.
Okay, because there's a real cute one that comes around her deck. Please protect that cat.
I'll do everything I can.
And I'll show a picture of Danny in a minute. Thanks, Danny. Bye-bye. That's my nephew. So you were just on the phone. What'd they say? Okay. Well, here, I'll show it right now. Photos. Go back. Go back. Here's my nephew. Wilson, this is Danny Chappell. We are on my brother's sailboat, and we sailed around basically Alcatraz. Yeah, Danny's a good sailor. All that stuff there you go. Here, look. Yeah. If I go like this, you can even see the water moving for like a second. But yeah, there's the Golden Gate Bridge. We did all this for my brother's boat. I'm trying to remember the name of it. And my nephew says that he's pretty much stopped my mother from eating cats after the exorcism of Darby. The rest is kind of personal. It's my father's headstone. But, yeah, there's Darby left alone. Yeah, this dog looks so innocent up until the point that I had to exercise him. He's crazy little dog. Okay. I got a few people online. What do they want? Okay. Somebody's going to buy this. Folks, there might be 10. I don't know. I'd have to talk to Virginie, Navaro's wife. There might be 10 fluorescent angels in the whole entire world that glows at night. And Matt's going to put one more picture of the fluorescent angel up. Yeah, let's put this up because Jean-Claude Novaro. Yeah, right there. There might be 10 of them in the world. First man to make glass glow, period. Full stop. First man to make glass glow. Please let me know. Here was one of Navaro's favorite pictures. Him with Joseph, his son, on his lap. Now Joseph's full grown up. That is the world's greatest glassmaker. Robert Kraft, owner of the New England Patriots, with his arm around Jean-Claude Novaro. Jean-Claude Novaro said, "We brothers," when he talked about Robert Kraft. Jean-Claude Novaro touching, at that time, was that 2 trophies of the New England Patriots. This is what their show in Monte Carlo looked like. Look at that. Fluorescent glass. I'm going to look at this picture, see if there's a fluorescent angel in here. Because if there is no angels, this angel's rare. Look at all of these. At the time, I'm talking 2006, 2007, any of those pieces, 125,000, maybe 150,000. That was in Monte Carlo. You can get one right here for under $3,500. This one, the only angel I have, the only one I've seen in a long time. Please give me a call. Folks, I want to show you a little bit more of Gregory Wilhelmy. This is only like 9 minutes. And we got a few interested parties in the angels, so please, if you're one of them, I can't say I can only hold on to the angel. Can you hold on to an angel, Wilson? I don't know. So folks, I just want to, if you're thinking about a Wilhelmy, listen to this second 9 minutes. I'm going to be here, but please, somebody snatch that angel. Oh, that's amazing. Take a look at this.
I'm Gregory Wilhelmy. I live in Montana and I'm an artist. And I paint pictures, a lot of pictures, of a lot of different things, in a lot of different places. The hardest part of doing any painting is getting it started, and after you get a certain place with it, then it kind of starts to fall together on its own, and it's easier to deal with. But when you're first starting it, you have to concentrate more to know for sure in your own mind what it is that you need to do to get a good product, a good picture. One of the problems about working outside is that it takes forever for oil paint to dry. So by adding some dryer into the white paint, that allows me to get a better, faster drying time and to have an easier time of completing my painting. I use a medium that I specially mixed up for outdoor use, again with some dryer in it. And after I have completed a preliminary sketch of what it is that the main things that I want to paint, and I put on brush a light coating of this medium over the entire surface. It helps the oil paint spread more evenly. And I also, I prefer a warm sienna tone to put my paint onto it. Just as a personal preference is that, first of all, I hate to work just on a stark white canvas because the oil paint will leave holes in your painting that the white will show through. And I always prefer a warm surface to paint on because it warms the other colors that I put over the top of it. Anytime that you're painting outside, you're dealing with weather, sunlight, time. Within 90 minutes, you have basically 90 minutes to get down your study, because after that, the light will have changed significantly enough that you have a totally different picture that you're working with. If you're painting in town, there's always you try to get out of the way, on a side street where the traffic's not heavy and where you don't have a lot of interruptions. And then there's the elements. Like this morning, it was only about 30 degrees when we first came out here. I was pretty sure of that. So there's the cold, and summer there's the heat. There's the bugs, the wind, the rain, and just the logistics of setting up. So one of the more important aspects and the reasons to work outside is that it allows the artist to develop a visual memory for color and value and tone. I paint inside more than what I used to, but you still need to get out in the field and work because the human eye sees so much different than the camera, and there's also the immediacy of seeing the scene and working with it. And nothing as compelling as visually as coming out, actually seeing the scene and the challenge of being able to paint it. Setting up like this gives you the best kind of information to go back to the studio and do a finished painting. So when you're back in your studio and you're working and you're looking at reference material, say it's photographs you've taken or drawings that you've done, and the painting isn't working right, this kind of outdoor experience gives you the kind of knowledge you need to go back and make it right. My favorite places, when I first started painting outside location, I had taken a trip to Germany. And anytime that you're painting outside, you attract more of an audience. And to give me courage to get out, because there was always be a crowd watching, is that you could buy beer in Germany by the quarts. The bottle of beer was the kilo thing or whatever it was. So, and it was very acceptable to have beer for breakfast in Germany, so I put a couple of those big bottles in my backpack, and I worked in watercolors mostly then. And so you could sit down almost any street corner and get out your beer and get out your watercolors and do a painting, have a crowd, have a conversation. The person's reaction to your work is sometimes surprising to me. That they'll get things out of something that I necessarily wasn't intending or even thinking about. So I think basically I do my work, and then whatever a viewer drags away from it or how they respond to it. And one thing I've learned over the years is that you really can't predict it. A lot of times paintings that I really like, 80% of people will just, and I'll expect people to respond the same way to something that I really like, and it seldom ever happens. When I came down here, it was a Sunday morning a few days ago, and I was looking for a location for us to paint on, and what captured my eye was the light source. I was down here around 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, and it was quiet, and there was this nice contrast between the darks and the light area, and so this focal area in here really stood out, just popped. I liked the way that morning where the cerulean blue sky with a nice complement off the oranges and the warm tones in here. It all looks good to me right now. I'll put it in my studio for a few days and look at it, and maybe some things will come to me that I can add or change at the time. But right now it feels good. Being done with something like, and having the painting being finished, I think are two different things. What I can say for sure right now is I'm about done with this painting. All in all, I think it turned out to be a very nice piece. I think it's kind of captivating.
Barry Chappell back with you. I want you to understand what a substantial artist you're getting in 79-year-old Gregory Wilhelmi, who's won every award you can think of. And I also want to show this picture right here. This is my dog that I've had 8 months. He's a Chiweenie. His name is Pretty Boy Floyd. I have no idea, but this girl was at the park with her mother. I think her name was Jasmine. Look at this. Floyd is getting loved by everybody. That dog was attacked by a coyote. I found him. He had 2 broken ribs. Now he is just about the happiest dog on the planet. Folks, call me. I will work you deals you cannot believe on any of this art. The thing that is the strangest to me is this right here, right there. A Fluorescent Angel by Jean-Claude Novaro. Hey, I don't want to get Danny in trouble, but Danny, if you need a girlfriend, this guy's a stand-up guy. His name is Danny. He's my nephew. Yeah, we'll get you his phone number. Can I get in trouble doing that? Well, I don't know. He's a great guy. So anyway, take a look at this. Last Novaro. It is a Fluorescent Angel done by Jean-Claude Novaro. It's mouth blown, hand spun, the first and only glass artist in 5,000 years to make glass glow at night. He did this in 2005. He scribes his name, he signs his name, and that is a perfect angel. Under $3,000, you need to call me because I'm down to 15 minutes. Here is the Bucket of Blood Saloon by Gregory Wilhelmi. It's called Casey's Golden, fortunately, it's a floor, and that is cardboard. Casey's Golden Pheasant, hand embellished by artist Chappell, edition number 1 of 5. It's a Bucket of Blood Saloon on the south side of Billings, Montana, circa 1950. Casey's original neon sign is depicted 1935. Chappell on fine art paper. It's number 1 of only 5 done. He uses pastel, watercolor to highlight it. 17,000 retail. 1,100 or get me close on 3095. And I thank all of you. Now this article on Novaro, a born creator. Yes. Here is D Arts 4700. This is He was still alive. This is a small Novaro with bubbles. When he was still alive, it was $4,700. This ad was printed in 2012. He didn't die till 2014, the second to the last day of 2014. That's what Novaros go for. So, if you get a chance on a Novaro, oh, here it is. Oh, this was an ugly moment. Patty, I don't know if I should show this. Look at that right there, Wilson. Come in close on the picture. Who is that? That's Frank Sinatra. He's saying, Novaro, Jean-Claude, you want to see your puppy again? Get me a fluorescent angel or that's it. Or it says, best wishes to Jean-Claude, Frank Sinatra, and friends. He said friends. You know what that means, Wilson. Oh, that's almost a threat. Here, this is 3 years before he died. On eBay, a Novaro, US $7,500. Novaros have never been cheap. I've been fortunate that I worked directly with Jean-Claude for so many years. Right here, this is the deal of the night. Those Gregory Wilhelmis, the Michael Schofields, call me. As the late Ross Perot might have said, I'm all ears. I will listen to some offers. Well, I'll work you as best deal I can. Patty, what are you doing this weekend? Motorcycle ride on Saturday. Are you doing it because you want to go, or it's because that cool movie about motorcycles is coming out?
Is there a movie coming out?
What's in? It's got Butler in it, doesn't it?
No, I didn't know.
Yes.
I don't ride it. I'm a passenger.
Well, you know, sons and daughters, there's a big day coming up on Sunday. Do you know what's coming up on Sunday?
Single Mother's Day? Just kidding.
Father's Day.
That's not a real holiday.
Kate, Ben.
Katie, Ben.
No, I'm not going to do that. That's all right. So you got Frank Sinatra. You got another celebrity here, but he's gone from you want to know him to you don't want to know him, so I'm not going to show the other celebrity. I don't want to make any judgment calls. I just don't want to show them. Okay. Folks, anything I can do with Gregory Wilhelmi. Look, I could show you what his... Look, here is the Nicolaisen Art Museum. Right here, Wilson. He's giving a talk. So, folks, we're getting to last call time. I got 10 minutes. Tell me what I can do to make a deal. Do you ever go to... Oh, look at that. Is that a David Lloyd Glover? Great idea. That David Lloyd Glover right there, the David Lloyd Glover. He is one of the most important artists. You know, you have seen his work, his campaigns. He started out in advertising. I have these David Lloyd Glovers. They all retail for 14 to 17,000, but if you call me up now, you're going to be amazed at how cheap I can sell you a Oh, look at that, a David Lloyd Glover. Please give me a call. Think about it. Oh, look at that. Yes. Yeah, many of these David Lloyd Glovers, $1,200. Give me a call. Yeah, or less. Just call me. Patty, I know what has scared you almost as bad as me. Driving from Antibes, Biot, to Monte Carlo with Jean-Claude Novaro. I'm not talking 78, I'm talking 120, 130. I mean, he just zoomed. And it's like, do they have speed limits in this country, Mr. Novaro? Have you ever gone off the edge there, sir? No, he's a great guy and he died December 30th, 2014. Most glass makers, I even got to make a piece of glass with Jean-Claude Novaro. There I am, Wilson. Mine ended up in a bucket of water when they don't even want to take the time to let it dry. My ex-wife made a nice one, Jen and Katie and Ben. How famous is he? Right there was one of the most expensive retail spaces on the planet in Monte Carlo. I mean, Monte Carlo has what, like 2 miles of land and that's it? I mean, there's here is Rodeo Collection. Look at this. Rodeo Drive. Right there when Jean-Claude Novaro had a show in Beverly Hills. Or near Beverly Hills. Folks, call me. $25,000 for a large Novaro clown. This was always a kind of a freaky picture, but I'm going to show it. Should I show a freaky picture? Wilson's nodding. Should I show a freaky picture? Patty? All right. That's Robert De Niro, Jean-Claude Novaro, Navaro's daughter, and Virginie. But just something looks strange about that, right? Look at this, folks. First ever. 5,000 years of making glass. Novaro made it glow at night. You're talking about 1 in a billion. So I hope you're out there to get one of these highest award that you ever have. Look at that. It means the Knights of Arts and Humanities. He got it in 2003. Chevalier means knight. The highest award a French artist can ever be given. So I hope you're out there. I hope you're thinking about it. I want to thank you for watching. here is, let's see. Look at that. This is, trying to see what year, 1999. There's Nicole Kidman on the cover. You go to this side, there's a full story on the amazing glass of Jean-Claude Novaro. So folks, please let me know what you're thinking. If you want to get one, I thank you for watching. I am down to a mere 4 minutes. I will be back next week. But most importantly, I almost forgot. Again, those of you on Dish Network, this is my last show on Dish. This is PrimeTime's last Wednesday night on Dish. Jack will always be here on Monday and Tuesday and Thursday. The Wednesday night art and coin show. This is our last night on Dish till September. We're giving up the summer. People want to get out and travel. So thank you, Dish. Hopefully I'll see you in the summer, in September. I'll see you in September, but please call. If you're watching me on DirecTV, I'll be back next week on DirecTV. I got some news for DirecTV, but Dish Network, this was my last show until the beginning of September. Hey, we love you, so keep watching. And for Jack's customer, Jack Jackals, his Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday gems and jewelry show, he isn't changing anything. He's on Dish, he's on DirecTV, he's on live streaming, he's got it all. So thank you. Take a look at these. Tell me what I can help you with. We'll come back to the angel for the last minute or two. To be exact, I have little less than 3 minutes. Wilson, I got less than 3 minutes. Which one were they interested in? Knock, knock, Wilson. Isabel. Is a bell really necessary on a fire truck? Oh, I already did that one. All right. That's about all the knock-knock jokes I know. All right, look at that. Give me a call. And I want to thank you if you're watching me on Dish. This was my last show on Dish Network, a Wednesday night art show on Dish till the beginning of September. Jack will be here tomorrow. Jack will be here on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday unchanged. It's the art show that's taking a summer hiatus. Those are fantastic David Lloyd Glovers. I will be featuring those next week with some other art. Hey, I got 1 minute. And since this is my last show on Dish till the end of the summer, Buford, don't kick that dog. You got Wilson. Wilson, you'd straighten out Buford, wouldn't you? Yeah. And Mom, I love you, Mom. I was glad I could see you. I'm glad Darby's okay. And the eating cats and stuff like that, that will go away in a few weeks. Yeah, she was standing too close to Darby when I exorcised him. I had an exorcism on a dog. Hey, folks, Jack will be back with some real great items tomorrow. Hey, we love you. Be cool, be careful. And I will see DirecTV and live streaming next week. And then I'm off for the summer. Bye-bye. We love you. Thank you.